Hello. Hey y'all. Okay, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so I just have like a quick message. I always say quick and then I'll be on here like an hour. Okay, I always say quick and then I'll be on here for an hour. Okay, what type of type is that? So let's get that right. Okay. I don't want mine. Okay, y'all, I got my pajamas on, right? You go to bed. So, I wanted to share some things, right? So let me light some incense. We gonna tap in with this live real quick. Okay. I was thinking about this earlier, and I've been looking for this lip gloss right there. Let me see. I'm gonna do some work. I'm gonna work on something while I'm sitting here and talking to y'all. I don't know, I have a... Oh, and here we go. I need to get some lighters. It's so crazy. When it's people in the house that smoke, there's 999 lighters around here. When it's no people in the house that smoke, there's no lighters. It's like all the lighters be gone somewhere. All right. Okay. So I have my wooden plank, y'all, that I'm going to use for my new moon ritual. I'm burning rosemary. All right. Burning rosemary. I set up and made my altar for my ancestors, for my new moon ritual, maybe for my divine mother. All right. So I did get a wood plank. All right. I got this off the Dollar Tree, actually. And then the altar that I'm using is also wooden as well too. So everything, all my altars are wooden. Real, made out of real wood. But anywho, and it's so crazy, y'all. I bought some candy. I bought candy and I was counting out the candy and it ended up being exactly 64 pieces. Exactly 64 pieces. So I was like, okay, so that was a blessing because I was just stuffing it in there and I was like, hold on, wait, let me count out 64 pieces. If I didn't have 64 pieces, I would have just did 21. But it ended up working out. So anyway, all right. So this live is about how people block their own blessings. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because when I was just live, right, of course, I'm going to get pushback on everything that I do. Because the haters are going to hate. And this is the Kali Yuga age. So during this time, it's a lot of instant burning quick. It's a lot of distractions to keep people from spiritually elevating, right? It's a lot of distractions to keep people from spiritually elevating, getting closer to God. And as the time goes on, as the years go on, it's absolutely going to get worse, right? Because I don't know why, but it's going to get worse, but not on my end, okay? It's really just a distraction to block out our own blessings and stuff like that. Oh, this one is refillable. Okay, I think I definitely have some lighter fluid or whatever that is that you refill this with. Ace, you are so cute. You are just so cute. You so handsome. You so cute. Come here. Come here, baby. Come sit up here with me. Y'all, I rescued a cat today. A kitten, actually. Okay. I rescued a kitten today. He was stuck in my car. like one of my neighbors had left a note on my car. She left a note on my car, but I guess she was like, okay, she ain't coming out soon enough. So she came to the door, and my husband opened the door and was like, uh, your wife, she don't speak English. She speak little English rather. She's like, your wife, the kitten is dying in the car. The kitten is dying in the car. And so she had left a note on on the car when I went out there, and I was sleeping so good, y'all. I was sleeping so good. And I got up this morning and made the kids breakfast, did all that stuff, and I went back to sleep. I usually do not go back to sleep, but I was so tired. I've been running off of, it's the new moon, so it's a new moon. It's a lot of energy, and I've been doing a lot of work, y'all. Not just because it's the new moon, okay? So don't be thinking that. Not a lot of ritual work, but just a lot of work in general. And so, I was tired, and so when I get tired and my body say rest, I go to sleep. I would go to sleep for days at a time. Okay, Pisces moon here. So I would go to sleep for days at a time. Not really, but I would try. I would attempt to. So I was tired and I was sleeping and I was dreaming. Y'all, my husband had called me. He called me, I guess, after he went to the gym, and he was saying something. He was saying something, and I don't know what he said, but I was like, he was like, do you want to I think he was asking me if I wanted to come and open the door for him, and I'm like, no, I don't want to come open the door. Use your key, right? And so I went right back to sleep. And have y'all ever been dreaming and you know you're having a dream and then you go right back into that same dream? So it wasn't, the dream was not about me. And I'm not going to tell y'all what the dream is because it's actually a distraction. Um I did get clarification that the dream was a distraction today, like when I meditated up on the dream and was like, okay, what was this dream about? A spirit, it kind of just told me it was a distraction. So to each his own. And it's so crazy because my baby Lori, right? Y'all know Lori, one of my moderators, is a dreamer, right? She is a awesome dreamer. I also woke up to 3 dreams that she had, and she had told me um that my son had came to her. I won't tell y'all the whole dream, but my son had came to her and she was like, I know I'm supposed to release these dreams to you based off what had happened. And based off what she told me, it further clarified that the dream that I had was a distraction. It was literally a distraction. So um what they wanted me to do was, and the dream was not about me, but what they wanted me to do was they wanted me to share the dream, and I'm just like, I'm not sharing that. It's a distraction, y'all. We have work to do, right? So I instead shared the new moon ritual that I'm gonna do, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna share it, which I was not going to share. I was just going to, let y'all do whatever y'all be doing for the new moon. I don't know what y'all be doing for the new moon, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna share this new moon. Hi boo, hey boo, hey Empress. Um, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and share the new moon ritual, right? Now, y'all, when I came on live earlier, I didn't promote it. I probably gave y'all like 15 minutes, like, hey, I'm going live in 15 minutes or whatever the case is. And I actually tried to make the you know, anyway. So when I came on, you know, I cleanse my space. I cleanse my space before I go live, and then this is just water. And then I cleanse my space when I come on as well too. So it was a lot of distractions in the chat. It was a lot of distractions in the chat. And I know it's going to be like that considering that I am a Black woman that practices a form of Tantra. a right. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Abby. So, I know that I'm going to get a lot of pushback because I am a black woman that practice forms of tantra, and that, I am not disrespectful to anybody's pantheon. I'm not on here dogging anybody's religion views or anything like that, right? So I know that I'm going to get pushback when I'm not anti. If I was anti and I was sitting up here, going ham on what people's religion views are or what their spiritual pathway look like, then I probably have a lot more supporters, because the age that we're in is just basically like, oh, if you're anti, then you can be successful. Okay. But I'm not like that. I'm not like that. It depends on when you came to me or when you decided to follow me. You might have found something, interesting about what I do. And I'm closely related to a lot of deities. I I don't know. I'm a medium. I worship and honor my ancestors. Any and every single person. It doesn't matter what y'all find me on here teaching or preaching about. Every single person that has ever literally had a real conversation with me will tell you that the one thing that I do respect is my ancestors. And I always say everybody needs an ancestor altar. Everybody needs to honor their ancestors. Okay. That's in every last single pantheon that you travel down. Every road that you travel down on, your ancestors need to be worshiped and honored first. Okay. So, I'll leave that right there. Okay. So, so people will project their views off. That one I'm going to erase. Okay. All right, slow your roll. We talking about ancestors, then we talking about a deity. Jesus is a deity. Okay, be respectful here. So actually Jesus is a divine avatar, to be quite honest. Okay, Jesus is a divine avatar. So I'm going to get a lot. I am going to get a lot of pushback because I study, because I learned, because I Jesus is, oh, it's not God, but Jesus is Jesus. I'm gonna hide you. Okay, now you can just sit here and just learn. Okay, so people are going to say things that they really just like, y'all really just don't know. Right there, Jesus is not God. Jesus is not God. Okay, Jesus is a divine avatar. Okay, Jesus is the son of God. Is one of God's sons. Okay, so and that was sent here, reincarnated down here to bring people forward, just the same as Krishna, same as a lot of other divine avatars. Right now we have a few divine avatars on this earth right now. Like Mother Mirror is a divine avatar. Sri Sai was a divine avatar. um oh, actually, you know what? Okay, I guess I deleted the so, I'm going to get a lot of pushback on the things that, I practice, the things that, we go towards. Now, people will say that it is cultural appropriation. I think that's the word. Appropriation, cultural appropriation. Now, don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. The reason why I do not agree is because um I am not hijacking anybody's culture. I'm not hijacking anybody's culture. I don't eat, drink, sleep, worship the same way that anybody else does. None of us do. None of us do. Even when you are a Christian and you are sitting next to another Christian, the way you show up for your God, for your deity, whichever deity, you know, whether it be Mother Mary, whether it be Jesus, whether it be you know, the Pope, whomever, whatever, right? The way you show up for them is going to be completely, the way you show up, surrender, and devote yourself to them is going to be completely different than the person sitting next to you. Why? Because we all have different thoughts, we all have different views, and it could be, the deity could be, let me not say the deity, the message can be the color is blue, right? One person is going to hear the color is not green. Another person is going to hear the color is not yellow. The other person is going to hear the color is light blue. Another person is going to hear the color is navy. But really, the only message that came through was the color is blue. Everybody is going to hear a different, everybody is going to hear a different message. And y'all, I'm getting like hiccups and stuff too. All right, so I know like you know, anywho, let's get rid of these hiccups real quick. Give me 1 second. Hold your breath real deep for 30 seconds. That never worked for me. I just told my son that too. You know what works for me? Doing a headstand. But I'm not about to go do a headstand. I'm just about to just pray that these hiccups go away. Okay? Please shake these hiccups away. Okay. Now, I'm eating ginger candy. These are so good. I get them out the water store. Now, the one thing that Empress 405 said, facts. You taught me how to make an ancestor altar about 2 years ago. Line my crystals, candles, glass of water, feathers, picture up, etc. And let's not forget to never blow the candle out. Exactly. Now listen, the one thing that I'm going to say is that oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. My dad used to I can't do that. I can't even, I got nails. So, the one thing I'm gonna say is like a lot of people's insecurities when it comes to spirituality, it gets projected off onto other people, and you guys are scared to go closer to God, closer to the light, closer to divine. And so when you see somebody that is going closer and closer to divine, closer and closer to the light, you try to project your shadows and your fear off on them so that they separate. Oh yeah, so that they separate from divine. You can't do that with me, okay? And you can't do that with anybody that is truly on my channel, here to learn. Anything that you put in the so anything that you put into the, you know, the chat or whatever the case is, like all of that, when you're saying certain things, I can see, I can feel, I can hear the fear behind it. And one thing that, you know, from my ancestors, this is from my ancestors, right? And it's also from my deities too, because I just started reading a cold spiritual book that is I'm not gonna tell y'all about it yet. I'm not gonna tell y'all about it yet until I like kind of finish it. Look, kind of finish it. It is very long, very long. It's super, super thick. Okay, it is. Let me not get distracted. But anyway, one thing that I learned from my ancestors is that I am a reincarnated being, right? I'm a reincarnated being. So everything that I am practicing, everything that I go towards, I've already done it in past lives, right? And so, and y'all too, like y'all too, even being a hater, y'all already been a hater in past lives. So when you're in this particular type of energy on hate and, oh, you know, being a, listen, my mother is a Bible beating Christian. She relates very closely with, you know, the Lord Jesus Christ, with the church. That's her job. That's where she was supposed to go. That's, you know, that's what level she's on, right? And when I'm talking, I'm not saying that, okay, I'm ranked higher than anybody, or I'm ranked this way, or I'm ranked that way. This is my pantheon, and anybody that feels close to me or feels a calling or come towards me, I'm pretty sure that I'm pulling and pushing you into the same way, not because I need followers or not because I need somebody to hold my hand as I walk through these gateways, because I don't. I'm holding my deity's hands. I'm holding my ancestors' hands. I am holding my divine God's hands. And I'm walking with Callie. I'm walking with Mondurga. You get what I'm saying? And I don't need another human being to walk beside me. Not nobody. Not my husband, not my children, not my friends, my families, or anything like that, right? So, you know, that's why y'all get blocked real quick on this page, is because when you say certain things, you get blocked. You get what I'm saying? You get blocked. Cause you be ignorant. People, and I don't want anybody that's ignorant to walk this path with me. So I already asked Spirit to basically show me, to show my collective who's ignorant. And when those people get exposed, guess what? We block them off of our path because they're nothing but distractions. And so anyway, right? Anywho. Why judging other people blocks your own path, right? So a projection of shadows. When someone judges another path, they're usually projecting their own unhealed wounds, envy, and fear. All right. Instead of doing their inner work, they place a mirror outward, right? This creates spiritual blindness and keeps them cycling through the same lessons. There got my birthday up there. Through the same lessons, right? It just makes you have to repeat the same lessons over and over. You're wondering why, you know, why are you steady attracting a retarded ass lover, or a retarded ass friends, or, you know, karmic healers, or misguided teachers and stuff like that? Why are you attracting these people? Is because you yourself are probably somewhere else projecting your own fears, your own insecurities, your own doubts, your own shadows, your own unhealed wounds. Okay, why are you steady being drawn to certain people? This also, now let's flip it to the good side, right? Why are you constantly seeing something as like, you know, mantras on your timeline, right? Why are you seeing mantras on your timeline, right? Because obviously the divine mother is calling you home. Okay? Why are you seeing prayers on your timeline? Let's take it out of mantras, right? Why are you seeing prayers on your timeline? Because the divine mother or father is calling you home. Now, y'all, when I first, and this is a long time ago. This is maybe like 2008, 2009. Now I'm getting cold. I already cut the air off, so it's gonna warm up in here anyway. Woo. Okay, so in like 2008, 2009. So what? This is 15 years ago, almost 16 years ago, right? When I first started this journey, I did not start it under okay, I'm gonna go to Ifa, I'm going to go to Santeria, or I'm gonna go to Palo, or I'm gonna be a Christian, or I'm gonna do Hinduism. I strictly just follow spirituality. You know, I cleaned my house, I cleaned my closets, my ears are starting to ring. I cleaned the baseboards. I made sure the window sills was cleaned and everything. No, 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 you don't. So when you open your third eye, you see situations in a broader sense. When your third eye is open, you know exactly what's going on behind this wall right here. Okay. When your third eye is open and someone is having a conversation with you over the telephone, right? You can see the whole scenario. You see, your third eye is these two eyes being closed and this eye being open. Okay. That's what opening your third eye is. It's your I don't want to say like your intuition, but it's something beyond the intuition. The intuition kind of goes with the crown chakra. Your third eye is something that needs to be protected, because the things that you see, they don't scare you. Okay, when your third eye is open, if your third eye is open and you get scared, you forgot to heal this chakra right here first. That heart chakra. You forgot that one. Okay? That's an unbalanced third eye when things are scaring you and it's open. When you're living in fear and no. So anywho, so when I first started this journey, I didn't say, okay, well, I'm going to pick a deity and I'm going to stay there, right? Y'all, when I what happened was, right? And this, I've always been let me not say I've always been, because I may have not known that I was a medium when I was a child, but I've always been very connected with spirits, right? Like deceased people, people that have passed on. I always could see them. And what would be a room filled with people, to me it would be a room filled with people or whatnot, right? And there would be nobody in the room, like no physical beings in the room. And over time I got used to, I don't want to say being alone, but like physically being by myself, because there were always spirits around me, not bad spirits either. And that's how I knew that, I have a calling, right? I never really had bad spirits around me. The spirits that were around me, they were very protective. They were childlike. They were protective. They would warn me of things like, hey, your house is getting ready to catch on fire, right? Or get out. Or, stuff like that. Like when our house caught on fire, I wasn't in the house, but I did get a warning before our house caught on fire that our house was going to catch on fire, right? When someone was going to pass or whatnot, I would see a spirit and they would let me know. So anytime that somebody has passed, I just kind of go into like it's this video. I have a song that I made myself, right? And my song says, I was running through the streets like a madman. I didn't know which way to go. That's a song that I created. In the video, when I see the video in my mind, 911, when I see the video in my mind, it's literally me running through a street of spirits, of spirit guides. A lot of people's spirit guides will show up to me, talk to me, and tell me how to help people that I'm supposed to help. Every single person, when I say every single person, I mean every single person, right? Even the people that I have gotten into it with that I don't like in the physical, right? I have come in contact with their spirit guides, and I have a choice, right? Because God gave me free will. So I have a choice on whether or not I'm going to help these people or I'm not. Sometimes I'll just ignore their spirit guides. If you are not going to do the work, I'm going to ignore your spirit guide because I know that you're not going to do the work. And I don't want to give people, I don't want to give ungrateful people the time of day, right? So if you spiritually attack me, and I know damn well that I'm one of your destiny helpers, I'm just going to wait until you calm down in life, whether it be this life, next life, whether whenever, okay? And you'll get the message. People's spirit guides will sit in line and wait for me to deliver their message. I have a choice on whether or not I want to deliver the message. I don't do this for, and this is where cultural appropriation comes in at. I do not do this for views, for likes, for money, or anything like that. That's where people get it twisted at. And you know, people can say, oh, she thinks she's this, she thinks she's that. I do. I know that I am that. I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. I know what I came here to do. It's just that I also know that when I die, I'm not taking one single dollar with me. I'm not taking y'all love or anything like that. It's not going to make a difference. When my soul transition out of this body, y'all just, I mean, the only thing that I'm leaving is the knowledge that I'm teaching. So me giving y'all a free reading or telling y'all what y'all spirit guides want y'all to know, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm not going to say, oh, your spirit guide said that your house is going to burn down on December the 1st, right? I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to open up your mind's eye. I'm going to teach you how to, go towards the divine, listen, meditate, so that one, you move the fuck up out of there before December the 1st even happened. Okay? If spirit say move, spirit says move. But some people will dislike you. Some people will dislike you and hate you so bad that it doesn't matter what message you have for them. They're not going to listen. So with me knowing that, I just be like, oh, okay. Like, some people got to go through certain things because they got to go through it. I had to go through it, so y'all got to go through it, And that's okay. It's okay. Like, spirit has really taught me that it's okay to let somebody go through what they're supposed to go through, especially if they are disrespecting you spiritually. I get disrespected spiritually a lot. I get disrespected spiritually a lot because I put this bindi on my head and I protect my own third eye. By me protecting my own third eye, and to me, I feel like y'all should want me to protect my own third eye, so that way I'm not I'm not spiritually spying on people. Okay, y'all should want me to calm down. A person that is very and I would love for my reader or for my healer, my spiritualist, to know when it's time to calm it down. I would love that. I would love that. Okay. Like if I was around here just, alive at 5 all the time, y'all will really be like, oh yeah, she over here busting heads, because I would be spanking y'all. I would be spanking y'all. I'd be like, you know what? Your ass is bad. You get a whooping. Okay? So energetic interference, right? So this is why judging others block your path, right? Energetic interference. Judgment ties their energy to the person that they are watching. Okay? Judgment ties their energy to the person that they're watching. Hold on one second. Okay. So y'all know I tell y'all, if you don't like me, do not watch me. Right? If you don't like me, you don't like what I say, you don't like that I practice, you don't like that I'm going to give you a mantra, and then you don't like that I'm going to say that a mantra can heal everything, right? If you have a disease, there's a mantra out there. If you are a drug addict, if you are smoking weed, if you are drinking alcohol, there is a mantra out there to clear all of that up. If you are spiritually blocked, there's a mantra out there. If you want money, there's a mantra out there. If you want to learn something, there's a mantra out there. Okay? There is a mantra out there for every last single thing. If you want to go closer to Jesus, there's a mantra out there. Okay? Mantras are not strictly, hi Lori. Oh my goodness. Yes. Look, what'd you say? I've been meaning to call you, girl. I told you, I texted you earlier and said I was gonna call too. But I know, listen, busy mommy B. Okay? So there is a mantra out there to heal and to destroy everything that everybody has going on. No matter what it is, there is a mantra out there. And mantras are not strictly Hinduism, right? Or Buddhism, or for that pantheon. They're not strictly for that. So y'all, when people, I ain't gonna say that. Okay, so energetic interference. Judgment ties their energy to the person that they are watching, right? So when you are judging me, you are trying to energetic interfere with what I have going on. And I have really, really experienced this when it comes to the people that I had exposed and people that have wanted to work with me, and I have said no. I have said no. With these bionic ears that I have, right? I can hear, I can see, I can feel, and I just know when someone is talking about me. You can smile in my face, you can be a hidden enemy, you can be fake as hell, right? And I will let you think that you're hiding in the cut, and then I will literally swoop you up off your feet and call you out, right? And this has happened a lot. Clairaudient, yes. And clairsentient too, because when you talk about me, right, it's a form of, and when you talk about me in a bad way, it's a form of demonic energy. And so I will start smelling the stank assness on you, okay? I will literally be like, what the fuck is that smell? And I believe that that's a reason on why my hearing is actually, if y'all know, well, people that know me in real life, my hearing actually is not like I can hear anything. It's I want to say it's not good, but my hearing is actually very sensitive. Like I can hear like I can hear my neighbors. Okay, I can hear my neighbors. I can hear my neighbors across the hall. I can hear my neighbors downstairs. I can hear my neighbors outside without actually like Like I'm never asleep. In my sleep, I can hear. And my smell, right? Like I can't smell anything, but I can smell things. Like right now, okay, of course I'm smelling the rosemary, right? Of course I'm smelling the rosemary. But before I started smelling the rosemary, before I even came on, I was smelling tobacco. Nobody in my buildings, it's 16, 16 doors. None of us smoke cigarettes, but I can smell tobacco. Okay. So it's something that is going to be activated when you start, being weird and shit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and burn Mandurga's Chamundai. I always say Chamunda. Chamunda is behind us. I love Chamunda. She's one of the Mahavis. Okay. We're going to burn her incense. I burnt the rosemary for our ancestors, but now we are going to be calling in the Divine Mother. Okay? So instead of moving forward, people waste spiritual energy trying to measure, compare, and condemn someone else's journey, which creates stagnation in their own. Okay? So this is how the karmic people, okay, this is how karmic people hold themselves back, because when you are projecting something onto me who is doing the work, or you're projecting something onto my collective, or you telling my collective like, oh, if you practice mantras, you're going to you ain't gonna get nowhere in life, y'all need to go pray. You need to pray too. You need to pray too. You need to pray, you need to be doing the mantras, and you need to be meditating. It's three different paths. Okay, and you need to be sitting in silence. Let's throw 4 in there too, okay, where you're doing nothing, where you're doing nothing, when you calm your little monkey mind down, right? But when you project something off onto someone, what you're really saying is that I want that. I want what I'm projecting off on them. So if you say, okay, well, she's over here doing ritual work, she's doing her little rituals, and them little rituals ain't gonna do nothing. They not going nowhere, and they're not gonna do anything like that. Guess what you're doing? You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. You're over here watching me. You're wasting time watching me. You watch me, right? You watch me. You watch my collective, and then after my collective gets off of here, what they do is they go and do the work. They over there. They're texting me. They like, hey, what do I need for this? How do I get this? Can I use this? Can I use that? I can tell that they're doing the work. Even when I speak to them, when I see them, when they come back on my page based off what their responses are, they're doing the work. They're doing some form of the work. And if I'm getting a message from divine and I'm passing the message on to you and I'm saying, hey, go and do the work, right? Don't sit back and be like, oh yeah, she came with her little ritual and we're not going to do that. You're blocking your own blessings, because spirit knows that you're a hater. My ancestors know you're a hater. Okay? Your ancestors know you're a hater. You know what's so funny is that I had this experience. Let me give y'all a little example real quick, right? Karmic debt. Okay. You know what? Let me tell y'all what the third one is. So the first, why judging others blocks your own path, right? Projection of shadows, energetic interference, and then the third one was karmic debt, right? So spirit honors free will and divine timing. When someone judges another's devotion, practice, or initiation, they step out of humility and into pride. Okay. Pride plus envy are karmic hooks that block blessings until the soul learns humility and compassion. Okay. I bow to the Divine Mother who exists in all, who is compassionate. All right. Who is compassionate. Who is humility. I don't even have the paper right here. Wait, do I? Nope. I don't. I don't, because I filed it. I put it in the file folder. So when you step out of off your own journey and you no longer are compassionate for another, Okay, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to show compassion to our enemies, show compassion to our neighbors, to our friends, our loved ones, and all of them, right? Um, and that's how you bring your blessings back to you. So let me give you guys a story, right? Let me give y'all a story. So back when I was working with y'all, let me go get my dowser rods. Let me go grab my dowser rods off my altar, okay? Right. Let's go get the dowser rods. Okay. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. All right. I'm super ghetto. I have my I brought a new stand and I just haven't took it out the box yet. I'm off this weekend, so I'm gonna take it out the box. I bought a stand for my iPad. Look, let me make sure mine. It's still in the box. I ain't even took it out the bag. I ain't even checked to make sure it was the right thing. It's busy, busy, just busy. Okay. And I just thank God for keeping me busy. Okay, because when you ain't busy, you're bored, and when you're bored, you're stagnant. Okay. I'd rather be busy than bored. So, that's what I was getting ready to do. I was gonna dial and make sure this is. Dear Divine, please bless and charge me with the energy to bring balance to my complete being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Please protect me. Please protect those in my collective as I dials. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Do I have permission to dials? All right. Thank you so much. Back to center. I don't like that this is like all extra close. I had it set up in the perfect spot. Okay. All right. So let me see something real quick. I'm going to ask a question in my head. Thank you so much. Can I mention this girl? Would it be in my best interest to mention this girl name? Okay, thank you so much. Back to center. All right. So, so any and everybody that's weird, they just get blocked straight off the channel, okay? So, so when I was working with the spiritual Avengers, right? Yeah, it's so crazy. The only reason why I'm was thinking about not mentioning this girl's name is because I recently just seen that when I told y'all clean up y'all social medias after we did that ritual, right? The 3-day ritual for the waning moon going into the waxing moon, right? When I went onto Twitter to go clean up my social medias and all that stuff, right? And block people and stuff. Y'all, I'm really good at reporting people. Okay, so anything like that, I'm a report. So after I had and this isn't the story, but the reason why I just was like, do I want to mention this person's name or whatnot, right? Um which this is so weird, y'all. This is so weird to me. This is so weird. I just used my little cotton swab to clean that. But you know, people are gonna be weird, and this is also another karmic that's blocking her blessing and whatnot, right? So y'all know the Sesame Street characters that I named before. So one of them, Cassandra. Okay, she was actually looking for. She was actually looking for the group that I was in. Like she was looking for the group that I was in before with the with the spiritual Avengers, and I guess she was looking for them because I don't know why she was looking for them. I guess to join onto the hate train or whatever the case is. And she was like, "Yeah, I was da da da." It was so weird. Like, why are you looking for people that I used to work with? It's like looking for your old job or whatnot. Like people looking for your old job so they can talk mess about you. And so I think it was just that she wanted, to gather up a collective of people that might hate me, but these people don't hate me. Okay. And I definitely never got kicked out of the group. I always left. I left them. Okay. I left them. All right. So and the video is still available. So anyway, and these calls are monitored and recorded for quality assurance and purposes every time. All right. So anywho, so when I was in that group, and this right here, this is people stalking you on social media. So, and it's so crazy because she blocked me on everything. She blocked me, Cassandra. She blocked me, but I couldn't find her on other networks, so she must have already blocked me. But I'll catch her slipping later because she's a stalker. It's been proven. I just seen it. Like I just seen that she was copying stuff that I had put on Facebook and came onto YouTube posting it and stuff. I'm just like, this is crazy. This is not the first time that this is not the first time that somebody has, copied what I did on one social media, took it to another social media or anything like that. So I'm not really worried about it, okay? Spirit sees all, he'll handle it accordingly if it's supposed to be handled, right? But anywho, so when I was working with the spiritual Avengers, right? Now we're going back to the ancestor thing, right? When I was working with the spiritual Avengers, there was a girl that was in a group with us, and this right here, I'm telling y'all about like the ancestors, right? Back to the original story. The ancestors. Her ancestors, two of her ancestors had come to me, right? They have come to me. The first time that her grandmother came to me, I was open to receive the message. I received the message, and me and her, we were okay, right? And this is me talking about, how when people judge you and they talk about you and they think that you don't know that they're judging you or talking about you. Cassandra is also another one too that I know was judging me behind the scenes, and spirit exposed her, right? And so uh the girl that was in a group in the spiritual Avengers group, her grandmother had came to me. And the first time her grandmother came to me, I'm just like, okay, what is what is it? I wasn't rude or anything like that. I accepted the message. She gave me the message, and then I went to I told her what the message was. Now, when I told her what the message was, she was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Da 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 da. Very open to receive it. Very very grateful. But then my spirit guide came through, right? My spirit guide came through and kind of told me like, this person is spiritually lazy. And I'm like, impossible. Like, she's doing all this work. She does the ritual work. And I'm kind of trying to stand up and defend her, right? And then my spirit guide told me, like, how are you defending somebody that you do not know? 514 at the top, my son, right? So she came back to me and she told me that my son had came to her in a, like, she was doing her hair, and my son had came to her and gave her a message that he was going to give me something tangible, right? Something that I could actually like touch and that I would know that it's truly him, right? And when she said that, I'm like, oh, okay. But it's crazy because at the same time, I was asking my spirit guide in conjunction with her grandmother, her ancestor, because her ancestor wanted me to push her into really doing the work, right? Into really, really doing the work. And I'm sitting up here saying, like, well, she is doing the work. Like, I know she's doing the work or whatever the case is. And they like, no, she's not. She's not doing the work that is appropriate for her, like what she's supposed to be doing. And these people are so weird. Girl, they are so weird today. All day. And that's why I literally came back on here. I was live earlier, which is a ritual that you would want to watch and do. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, I'll go over it. I'll send it to you in the text. It's super simple. It's for Mandurga. It's for the children, protection over the children, the bloodline, and the mothers. And it's for mothers. Okay, it's for married women and it's for mothers. So it's calling in protection for our children during this new moon. Very, very rich, powerful new moon ritual. Doesn't require a lot either. Okay. And so in that so when she came and told me that my son had came to her and told her that he would give me something tangible, right? Something that I really can appreciate and stuff. When he told me that message, when she told me that message, I'm like, oh, okay. Not knowing that she was really, I don't know the word to use. I don't want to say like helping me out with separating myself from her, you know, but that's really what it was. Like, this is not it. Like, that was spirit saying this is not it. And that I will receive something that is more stable. And so as the time went on, right? As the time went on, I was dealing with her and I'm doing my mantras, right? I'm doing my mantras. I'm doing the work on my end. And I'm in this group of people who are not doing the work. Like, really, they're not doing the work. They come online, they do rituals, and they talk spiritual work, but they're not really doing anything when they get off the camera. Like, when they're, presenting it might be a little organized, but like, it's just like last minute stuff. And so, what girl? What girl is stealing stuff that they don't even know about? I ain't put you in timeout because I'm gonna give you a chance to be clear on what you're saying. Always be clear on what you're saying. So yeah. So I'm just like, okay, so I told them in order to I just told them basically, I was like, I'm not going to come on Thursday. I was still going to listen in on Thursday so I could see how it would go. to see if what my spirit team was telling me about the group, like, you really, I don't want to carry anybody spiritually. I said that in 2023, 2024, 2025. I cannot carry anybody spiritually but my household. That's it. I can't let anybody, project their fears, I just can't carry people spiritually. Not my followers, not my group, none of that. Okay. Because projection is wild. Okay. What did we say? Projection of shadow. All right. Instead of doing their inner work, they place a mirror outward. This creates spiritual blindness and keeps them cycling through the same lessons and stuff. So I don't carry anybody spiritually. I literally make you do it yourself. So, okay, we might do some rituals together, but I'm like, I'm putting all us in the ritual, and I'm saying that, now you have your own blessing. If I carry y'all spiritually, when the blessings come in, and this is what a lot of spiritualists and tarot readers and healers online do. They will do a ritual for you, but they don't cut the cord. So when your blessings come through, they're also getting a piece of your blessings as well. I don't get a piece of anybody's blessings. I get my own blessings, okay? I get paid for what I do myself, okay? I do what God tells me to do, what divine tells me to do, what my ancestors tell me to do. My ancestors, not what y'all ancestors. This is also why when y'all ancestors will come, like that lady Ancestors, because the second time that girl Ancestor, she a lady, she not a girl, she a grown-ass woman. The second time her grandmother came to me and she was like, oh no, baby, y'all should not be fighting. I was like, go tell her that. Go tell her that, And I thought about this a couple days ago, right? When I was blocking people and stuff, because I went ahead and blocked everybody that have energetically ever pulled on me. I went ahead and blocked them, right? And so, because there's spiritual boundaries around this bitch. Okay. So, I'm like, I know this woman see my new page. A lot of people will, and I made it like this. I don't want a lot of followers because it's so much. I don't want a lot of followers, but I'm connected with a lot of people that have a lot of followers, and I will say something and I will respond and I will send them things, and they will react to it or whatever the case is, and I follow those little people, and they may have a lot of followers, a lot of traction on their page, but I put a spiritual boundary on all my social medias that I don't want anybody to follow me that if you don't practice what I practice, why are you following me? There's no reason to follow me. I know a lot about I know a lot about hoodoo, I know a lot about voodoo, I know a lot about other practices. I have a divine mother, I have a god mom, I have a mumbo, I have connections in high places. I know line leaders. You get what I'm saying? I'm very much so connected to Eastern Stars, to Masons, to fraternities, to frats, and all different types of stuff. You get what I'm saying? But I don't need those people following me because I'm a leader, they're a leader. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We don't need to, I'm not going to agree with everything that they say. I don't agree with but some people need that. I don't agree with some of the spell work that people do. But some people need to be doing that spell work so that they can heal, so that they can go through what they're supposed to, so that they can lose, receive, gain, earn, win, ascend. And then eventually they find out that, it's okay to it's okay to bow to the divine mother. It's okay to do a mantra, okay? So however that goes. Okay? All right. So I have notes, okay? I have notes. All right. So karmic debt Pride and envy are karmic hooks that block blessings until the soul learns humility and compassion. Okay. Now, how does this show up in real life? When people are blocking their blessings, when karmics are blocking their blessings by judging people, right? How does this show up in real life? This show up as missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. They'll see doors open for others and they will not notice their own doors. Missed opportunities. Okay? Missed opportunities. Delayed growth. Constant cycles of starting over spiritually. Constant cycles of starting over spiritually. Now, y'all know when you first start on your spiritual journey and you start, like, you can ask spirit for, you be like, "Ooh, let me get $100." You know, like, let me get $100, and then spirit gives you $100, right? And then you like, okay, let me get $1,000, and then spirit gives you $10,000, right? And then you like, okay, let me manifest this car, and then you get that car, right? And then all of a sudden, there's a debt to be paid, right? All of a sudden there's a debt to be paid. And things start happening. And now you're like, oh, hold on, wait. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that type of manifestation work. Or I don't want to do that type of spiritual work. I'm gonna jump over here. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start I'm not gonna put Hinduism in here at all, because that's a different type of, this is a different type of work, right? But let's just say that you are devoted to Lilith, right? And this is the dark side of Lilith, right? Because Lilith has good aspects as well too, but let's just say you're devoted to Lilith, right? And then you switch over and you want to be devoted to Hecate, or you are you know what? I would use Urzali. I would use the Voodoo deities, right? I would use the Voodoo deities. I would say like Ogun and Urzali and Papa Legba or whatnot, right? But then you want to switch over and you're like, well, I'm gonna break my altar down and I'm gonna go towards Santa Marta, right? That is going to cause some type of reaction from one of these deities. There's going to be a reaction. They don't cross, right? And so you'll find yourself starting over spiritually, where I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to explain it. But I do, because I can see it. I can tell what it looks like. It just looks like shadow work all over again. Like same shadow work. Repeated cycles, same shadow work. Like, you don't, when you do shadow work, you're not, when you truly do shadow work the correct way, you are not readdressing the same thing over and over. You're not readdressing your inner child. So when you go from Urzali Dantor and then you're going to go to Hecate, but in the middle you're doing shadow work. You did shadow work with, you know, this particular deity, and now you're doing shadow work with this particular deity. When they're both mother aspects, right? They're both mother aspects. So you should have cleared it out that way, right? And or that way, whichever way, one of the ways, you should have cleared it out. But when you find yourself having to do shadow work again, so now you're still having problems with your mother. You're still having problems with your mother, but those same problems you had when you was with Urzali, you still, now you got them same problems now that you under Hecate or you under Santa Marta. You having those same problems, right? So when you have those same problems, one, all you did was just suppress the, you suppress the shadow, as opposed to bringing the shadow to the surface and clearing the shadow out and putting some light in there. Okay, that's not, you didn't do shadow work. You didn't do shadow work. What you did was you just did some worshiping to a deity, and then you start doing some other stuff, receiving some blessings, and now you stuck and you back in the same spot. Okay, so delayed growth. All right, constant cycles of starting over spiritually, and you will recognize this in like maybe like online spiritualists, or like if you're following a spiritualist, you'll recognize this where they contradict what they taught before. They contradict what they taught before. Now, y'all, me. Me. This is accountability, me, right? I don't care. I went through, I locked up all my videos, right? And I was like, I don't want to teach y'all bad spell work, right? And when I say bad spell work, like how to bust a bitch down over her head. And then I went and unlocked all of my videos because Spirit told me, my ears is ringing out. Spirit told me, you're not teaching anything bad. Somebody needs those videos. Somebody needs those videos. There's nothing to hide, okay? There's nothing to hide. If you want to call out to Urzily, not Urzily Frida, Urzily Dontour, right? If you want to call out to Urzily Dontour, there's a video on my page on how to invoke Urzily Dontour into your everyday life, how to, like how to bring her into your home properly. And I'm looking at her right now. She's still in a very proper place by herself, okay? Because she doesn't like to be on altars with anybody else. She's still very properly placed in my house. And to be honest, yesterday I brought me a blue dress that I'm like, I'm going to wear my blue dress on Tuesday because that's Urzily Dontour Day. There's nothing, like, when you look at spiritualists, they should not contradict what they want you to know with what it is that they're doing, right? Now, let me wake this up with a judgmental spiritualist, right? Because they're judgmental spiritualists. How are you out here judging folks spiritually and you're saying pray to God that God will heal you, God will relieve you, God will save you. Go to God. You guys are demonic if you're not talking and preaching the divine, and then you like study demonology. So that you can study demonology so that you can learn what these people are doing, so you can know what these people are doing, and so that you can fight them. What? That right there that's a bad spiritualist. That's a bad spiritualist right there. Anybody that tells you that divine this, divine that, twin flame this, twin flame that, divine counterparts, divine feminine, divine masculine, divine anything, God anything, and then tell you to study demonology, you should immediately, don't judge them because they lost in the sauce they damn self. Don't judge them. Don't get lost with them. Just clean up your timeline. Clean up your timeline. Clean up your timeline. Okay? There's nothing. And this right here is the cultural appropriation and the misguided spiritualists that are on here that think that the Divine Mother Kali, the Divine Mother Durga, Divine Mother Parvati, Divine Mother Urzily, the Divine Mother Urzily Frida, or Divine Mother Oshun or Oya or Lakshmi or any of them, anybody that think that they are demonic, you are lost. You are so lost. You are so lost that the only thing that can save you is a book. Like one book, two books, three books. I'm going to say 3 books. 3 books can save you. 3 books can save you. Okay? All right, 3 books can save you. All right? That's the only thing that can save you is actually reading. Those be the spiritualists that don't read. Okay? Now, how does this show up in your real life? Missed opportunities, delayed growth. Spiritually, jealousy. Bam, here we are. Spiritual jealousy. They compare rituals, initiations, blessings instead of honoring their unique assignment. They compare rituals, initiation, blessings instead of honoring their unique assignment. Everybody has their own path, has their own assignment. Like I told y'all at the very beginning, someone will deliver the message, the sky is blue. I can hear the sky is not yellow. The person next to me is going to hear the sky is not green. The person over here is going to hear the sky is navy today. The person down the street is going to say, damn, the sky is light blue. But the same message still got applied. The sky is blue. You cannot compare my journey to anybody else's journey. Okay? You cannot do that. You can't compare your journey to anybody else's journey. When I'm talking to my sister, right? When I'm talking to my sister, our charts are so much alike, right? But my sister is an Aries and I'm a Sagittarius, right? My sister is a Pisces and I'm a Scorpio. When I'm looking at our paths and we grew up in the same household, kinda, not really, but really, same mom, same dad, but we had different experiences in this house. There's this story. Hold on one second. There's this story. And I don't know where I read this at, of course not, right? But there's this story where you can take two kids out of the same household and ask them how did they grow up, and they'll give you two different answers. They'll give you two different answers, and that is so true. And that is that when you take two people out of the same spiritual house and you ask them how did you grow up, they're going to tell you two different things. When I experience Kali Ma, I don't see darkness. I don't see darkness. Like I could cry right now, y'all. I literally could cry and tell y'all, like, and express to y'all like the type of love that I felt with Ma Kali. Like the way she has embraced me and saved me, and you know, when I have literally like been just hurt, like pain, deep pain, and the way that the DV has shown me a mother's love is so, it just makes me feel so complete, like super complete. I can't even explain it. And I don't know, like, and she shows up in other forms for me. Like when I want to learn something, or I'm just like, she tells me like it's okay. Like, okay, I'm gonna go towards earthly Datur, but mine, don't get mad, don't get upset, don't think that I forgot about you. And she like, it's okay, go there. And then I go towards earthly Datur, and earthly Datur is standing there with her arms open, and then we have the same scar, and then we have our spirit baby, we have our, you know, our ways that are so much alike. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like Callie pushed me this way, you know. Or when I say, okay, well, I'm going to learn about Krishna consciousness and how to drink, eat, sleep, and be in spiritual jail and be in spiritual hell. I need to know all of these things because there are people that are going to need me in this life and the next life. And Callie is like, okay, when you come back, I'll be here. And it's just like she embraces me. And people get jealous of that. You know, they get jealous of that. And this is like having a spirit mother and having a physical mother, and they just like, why do you think that you can go from here to there to there? Because my deity, my guru told me that that's what I'm supposed to do, that I'm supposed to learn. And in order to learn, I have to experience. Y'all see? And that's my guru texting me right now. I can't make it up. I literally can't make it up. He texted me on the WhatsApp app. Okay? So yeah. So that's exactly like 717 up there too, right? And so I don't know. I just asked divine, what is it that I am supposed to be doing and which way am I supposed to be going? And ever since I said that I surrender to the most high and was for me to come in, and all of my destiny helpers, like, bring them in too. Like, I want to journey with people that love me, that like me. And of course I come across some haters, of course I do, of course I come across people that are spiritually jealous and that want me to initiate, that want me to join a coven, that want me to, you know, I don't know, be me, whatnot. And I will get like that. I'll get me sometimes. I will get me. If you try to block me spiritually and you try to hinder me spiritually, or you try to hinder, I just told my sister this too. Y'all, hi baby. Hi, you wanna come up here with me? Come on. I just told my sister this too. Like, I'm very protective over my children. I'm very protective over my family. And if you try to get in my way, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get spiritually mad. No, I'm not gonna curse you. I'm just gonna turn you over to the divine. Okay? So, disconnection from spirit, how it shows up in real life. Disconnection from spirit. When people um project, like, spirit, try to spiritually project onto you, they feel a disconnection from spirit, okay? The divine stops revealing the next step until they release their judgment. Okay? So they get blocked spiritually. They get blocked spiritually. Now, these people can still be creators. They can still be, I know, look at him. He is so sweet. These people can still be like creators. They can still be, because there's nothing to go on the internet and look up other people's spell work and post it and pretend like it's yours and stuff like that. But they're not really doing no work. They're not really doing no work. They're not showing y'all anything. And then when you have questions, they don't answer your questions. I can't stand I cannot stand spiritual content creators that do not answer questions. It bothers me. It bothers me when they give you something or they tell you something, and then there's no way to get in contact with them when stuff start happening to you because you're really doing the work. That's how you know that a spiritualist is not doing the work, when they cannot respond to you or they can't answer your questions or anything like that. Okay? Lori said, I hate when they do that. That's how you know they are not doing the work. And so those type of people, like, even when they post it on like Twitter, they'll say something that, like astrology wise, and they'll say, oh, you know what? I just have responded to this tweet. They said that what did the tweet say? I think they said, let me go, because this actually, let me go look at it. This was an astrology tweet. this person said, people when they're crushed. Okay, so they said astrology is fun until you know your crush's chart, right? And then they realize that they're undateable. So the person has said something about people with Venus and Gemini, right? And so I responded and said that a Sagittarius and a Leo can handle a person with a Gemini Venus, right? A Sagittarius Venus or a Leo Venus match very well with a Gemini Venus, right? And also a Capricorn Venus as well too. And I further explained it, but the person that wrote the tweet just left it dry. They have like 300,000 views on it or something like that. And then I went in and I responded, and it's like 3,000 views on it. But I don't like that. I don't like when people give half-ass tweets, half-ass answers just so that they got that from somewhere. Okay, they just picked it up from somewhere and they don't know how to further explain it or further go into it. So that should be bothering me. But I'll be like, okay, I can't respond to everything, but whatever. People who are doing the work are not on social media. That's not true. They have larger wait, people who are doing the work are not on social media. They have larger platforms, generally speaking. In additional, they are traveling also. That's not true. That's not true. My the divine mother mirror, she has a community of people. She has a community of people that have created a platform for her. And she only travels when, when somebody calls her to travel. I mean, like when spirit calls her to travel. But she lives in Germany and there's a team of people. She don't know anything about the internet, but she knows that somebody has created a YouTube channel for her where she comes on and she meditates every day. So you shouldn't judge people who have large platforms or small platforms and say, oh, them people are not doing the work. Let me go make sure that this Dia did not start a fire. Okay. You want to get out? Oh no. The candle started popping and everything. Okay, Ace. So, he gotta go check out the candle. The candle started making noise. He gotta go. He's so nosy. But yeah, you can't judge people off of large platforms or small platforms or anything like that or whatnot. That right there is that's sometimes it's just people time and they supposed to have a large platform. I know, okay, like let's talk about nah, I don't want to talk about him. That's a guru. Oh yeah, my guru, right? My guru actually, nobody probably knew him maybe 2-3 years ago, but he'll get somebody like me. He'll get somebody like whomever else follows him. The divine mother is going to say when it's your time for you to pop out and for you to be seen. This is how the word spreads in the Kali Yuga time and age, and this is how spirituality grows. The truth grows amongst each other. We live in the age of Aquarius. Everybody needs to be on the internet. I predict that a lot more real spiritualists are going to be on the internet, by the end of the year, by the end of next year, in the next 5 years, really. What is this, 2025? So 2030, a lot more spiritual people will be on the internet. There will be another pandemic where we are going to be forced to be on the internet. Okay, they're trying it right now. Okay, and so the word of spirituality will definitely be growing. All right. So, when and how spiritual initiation actually happens, right? So, I wanted to talk about this, being spiritually initiated. This is something that a lot of people are not going to agree with me on. They're not going to agree with me on, and I don't care. I do not care. Let me break this down, right? Me and my sister be having conversations about this because initiation is something that is being watered down in different cultures, right? In different cultures. Now, a lot of people talk about open practices and closed practices. Now, Hinduism is a open practice. Buddhism is an open practice, right? Christianity is an open practice. A lot of other things are open practices, right? So, yep, you got it. So a lot of these different practices are they're open. They're open for reasons of getting closer to God, right? And then you have a lot of closed practices. Now, I personally have not experienced anyone like, and I've been towards different, religions, and I've been towards different spiritual practices, okay? Religions and spiritual practices in different cultures. Native American, Haitian, ATR, other ATR, Haiti, voodoo, that's a ATR religion, but other ATR religions, right? Um, all different types of cultures and stuff, right? And every time, it hasn't been too many times, right? It's only been twice. It's only been twice where the head person will want me to initiate. It's only been twice. They would say you need to get initiated, right? And I'm a person that asks questions first, not later. So I'm a person that I want to read the guidelines, the books. Even when I get hired on a job, I'm like, I need time to read over the guide, the contract. Every contract, I don't care. I'm never desperate for a job. And spiritually, I know that I have a job to do as well too. So I'm never desperate for a job where I'm not going to read the contracts first. And when I say read the contracts, I mean read their spiritual laws, right? Uh it's dharma for me. It's dharma for me. If I don't read their laws and then I start practicing and I break their laws, I know that I'm gonna have to come back down here. When I reincarnate, I'm gonna have to come back down here and do this all over again, right? And I'm gonna owe some type of debt, or I'm gonna have to fulfill some type of contract. Okay, when you make a contract, spiritual contract, right? You have to feel it. And so, I will start asking questions, and if the answer does not sit well within my stomach and within my soul, I'm not gonna go that way, right? So, two times that I have almost initiated into a pathway, I asked God for a y'all know when y'all put anything about a sniper, I report it as terrorism. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. I report your page as if you say anything about unaliving or anything like that, or butchering or anything like that, I'm gonna report you as terrorism. Just a FYI. Okay? I take that stuff very serious. So anytime that you know, spirit starts, and when I say spirit, I'm not talking about like divine spirit. I mean just spirit. Anytime spirit starts trying to pull me towards a way, I ask my higher self and my ancestors for clarity on the future. Psychic. I'm psychic. Alright? I don't play about my gifts. I'm psychic. I ask to see my future. If I choose this path, let me see my future. And it don't never be looking, it don't be looking right to me. It be looking like a lot of karmic debt. And I got one more student loan. I need to get up off my credit. I'm already karmically tied to a student loan. I'm not trying to owe nobody else. So, it don't be looking right to me. It be looking like I'm going to get used, spiritually to bust down something. I'm a very powerful being, as we all are. When you do the work, you become more powerful. So if I wanted to do death magic, I could do death magic. But I already did death magic in my past life. I already unalived a lot of people in my past life. And I had to come back this lifetime and serve that debt and pay that debt off. I've actually come back a couple times and paid that debt off. Even in my most recent past life, I was a weather woman. Before I hit this life, 100 years before that, 1886, I predicted the weather. Okay, something with the weather or something like that. But before that life, actually I was born in 1886, 1889. Well, not born, but I seen a past life in 1886. I seen a past life in 1889. I seen a past life in 1954, between 1954 and 1956, and then I was actually birthed in 1986. Okay, and I'm still living this. I'm still living this life here. When I was born in this life right now, you know, spirit showed me, y'all, I don't know why I put my hands in my face and I just touched that damn cat. But when I was born in this life, spirit has showed me like I can actually leave here with no karmic debt as long as I don't unalive anybody. So I'm not to do death magic. But if I wanted to do it, I could do it. Okay? If I wanted to. But I made the choice that I'm not unaliving anybody. And spirit tests me all the time because y'all know that people send death magic to me. Y'all know that they have. And so, you know, they would want me to unalive them. Because why would you try to do something to me if you don't want me to do it back to you? But I just be like, you know what? Y'all weird. But anywho, so when and how to spiritually initiate. So this is the thing that, you know, some people out here will try to get you to initiate into what they say is a certain religion or into their covens, into their cults, into all their different things, right? You need to make sure that you're spiritually tied you need to make sure that you are spiritually tied to that path this lifetime. Okay, you need to make sure that you're spiritually tied to that path this lifetime. It don't matter what your mama was doing. It don't matter what your dad was doing. It don't matter what your grandma was doing. My grandmother was an Eastern Star. And she didn't do anything, you know, she didn't do anything crazy or whatnot, but my grandmother did put a hex on somebody. And in this lifetime, I didn't have to battle that person, that spirit, because that spirit unalived my grandmother. And so when they unalived my grandmother and my great grandma, put a hex on them when they unalived my grandmother. And so that spirit was still a ghost spirit, and it attached to somebody in the physical in my lifetime. And I've had to battle that person, and I had to eliminate them. And I also had to pray for my enemy so that the spirit get off of them and it goes to the light. Instead of me, you know, unaliving that person. But to each his own, you know. So true initiation comes when you're humble, when you're empty, and you're ready to receive. Not when you want to prove yourself against others. All right? Not when you want to prove yourself against others. This is the age of Aquarius. It's a competition. It's a competition. It's a competition. It's a competition. Everywhere you turn, it's a competition. You look on the TV, it's like 9 different competition shows. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, whatever happened to just like regular game shows? There now it's a competition. Who can survive on the island the longest? Signs that you are being called to initiate. Repeated cycles that you cannot ignore anymore. Dreams, visions, synchronicities urging you to commit deeper. Now, there are different types of initiation. There are, like me, I have initiated into the Divine Mother's grace, into the Divine Mother's house, into you know, into knowledge. I initiated into knowledge. That's what I'm gonna learn. I want to learn. That's what I want to do. Okay. So a sense that old ways are no longer working, and spirit is asking for discipline. Spirit is asking for discipline, not a person. Not a person. Not a person. Okay. Be careful when people are talking to you. Like I told y'all, it's been 2 people that have literally talked to me very, very deeply and asked me to initiate, you know, into their way. When you're ready, you will know. Okay? All of your questions will be answered. The questions that you don't have an answer to, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Okay? Some people are not going to get initiated this lifetime, right? Into a actual physical house. But you'll get initiated with the Divine Mother. Like, you'll get initiated with, you know, the Divine Father, with spirit, with your ancestors, with, you know, you might not even find a deity to go towards this lifetime. You might just find a lot of deities that you feel very closeness with. It's okay. Don't worry about it right now. Okay? Initiation is not about it's not about the way someone looks. It's not about your past life. It's not about it's not about your family line, your bloodline, you being a certain blood type or anything like that. Initiation has nothing to do with that. It literally has everything to do with you being aligned with your spirit team, your spiritual path. It has everything to do with that. All right. And it says you do not need to rush it. Timing matters. You do not need to rush it. Timing matters. You found something that you like, and you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. I promise y'all on everything that I love. It just all depends on the way the planets is lined up, where you really truly see. What I would do is, when it comes to like initiation or anything like that, I would work on myself and opening up my third eye, so that way you can also hear. It don't matter how much people think they have protection on them. If you're talking about me and you want me to join you, if you had a conversation about me, I'm going to hear the conversation. I don't care. Even my mumbo, even Mumbo will say, I was just talking about you. And I'd be like, I know. And I could tell her some of the stuff that she has said about me. And she'd be like, girl, that's why I need you. You get what I'm saying? My godmom. Before I show up there at her store, she'll be like, I was just thinking about you. I'll be like, I know, that's why I came in here, because I don't want you to worry about me. You get what I'm saying? I'm good. She always be like, I'm worried about you. And I'll be like, why? But that's just a projection of her own. She's Oya, okay? That's her own. And she's Oya, and then I fall up under the daughter of Oshun. So she just be like, you so hard-headed. I'll be like, I know. She want me to work more with spirits, with doing mediumships. And I'm like, no, because people don't want to do work. And so I don't want to be doing mediumships. And then their spirits are just sitting there. What's your question? That's a dumb question. Even though they say no question is dumb, that's dumb. All right, so you need not to rush timing. I mean, you need not to rush because timing matters. Okay. Blessings flow when you focus. Oh, sire. Hold on one second, y'all. Put it back in the box. Okay, so blessings flow when you focus inward and not judging other people. Okay? Blessings flow when you focus inward and you do not judge other people. Okay? So y'all got to be very cautious about that, especially like when you're on your spiritual journey. And if you are a spiritualist that does any type of readings or anything like that, like, you just got to really be cautious about judging people on their journey. Okay? And don't compare their journey to yours. Like, we need to separate ourselves when we're doing readings and when we're doing spiritual work. We really have to separate ourselves. Okay? All right. So I want to. Okay, so judging others' spiritual journey creates energetic debt and stagnation. Blessings come when you tend to your own soil. Humility, compassion, and readiness opens the gates for initiation. Okay. And now I want to address something, right? I'm going to read you guys something, right? So I asked the internet this question, right? And I got a response. I asked the internet a question and I got a response. I said, is it okay for black people to practice Tantra or Hinduism? Right? I already know the answer to it because I practice. I go towards it, right? And so I really want to break this down, right? So Tantra and Hinduism are not closed practices. Okay. Hinduism, unlike the initiatory or ingenious system, is generally considered open in a sense that anyone can study, pray, and connect with deities. like Lord Shiva, Ma Kali, Ma Durga, or Lord Krishna, right? The divine is the divine in Sanatya Dharma, the beginning, the eternal, the truth is for all beings, beyond race, beyond culture, beyond location. The Bible Gita itself emphasizes that anyone who surrenders to divine can receive grace. The Bible Gita. It's not here. It's not right here. It's not. It's in the room. I know it's in the room. Maybe it's not. Let's see if my son walk past. I'm gonna tell him to hand me this book, so I don't have to get up. So it says that the Bible Gita emphasizes that anyone who surrenders to the divine can receive grace. Now, the Bible Gita is a it is about a war that is taking place, right? It's taking place on the battlefield, and Arjun, who is being led by Krishna, his charioteer. Thank you. You're welcome. Is leading him on the battlefield, and Arjun is being torn. Hold on one second. Sire, pause. Hand me that book right there. Yep, right there where your finger at, to the right. Yep, it's orange. Right here? Yeah. Hand me the book. What did that say? Master Guides. Okay, no, that ain't it. Isn't it? Nah. You still want it or no? Okay, it's okay. It's okay? Yeah. Is it up here? Nah, it's in the room. It's okay. But, so it's about a war that is taking place, right? And Arjun becomes, he is like, I don't want to fight this war. On the other side of the battlefield is my teachers, is my guru, is my brothers, is my sisters, it's my, them is my people. I don't want to fight them, And Krishna tells him, like, Arjun, you have to fight. If you don't withhold, if you do not fight, your followers in the future are going to say that you was weak, that you gave up, that you did all this training, that you did all this learning, and you don't want to fight. And then if you win or if you lose or whatever the case is, like, and so Krishna gets to telling Arjun, like, hey, I already fought this battle. I know what the outcome is going to be, because Krishna is an aspect of Lord Vishnu. So, the god Vishnu. So, he already knows. He's the preserver. He already knows, hey, I know what the outcome is going to be, but we must uphold our duty. Duty. D-U-T-Y. We must do our duty, right? And so, Arjun is like, well, how do you know these things? And then he starts, revealing himself. He reveals himself right there on the battlefield, and he shows Arjun exactly who he is. He says, I'm you. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. Da 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 da. I'm the sky. I'm the ocean. I'm the sea. I'm everything. And Arjun, in the end, he does end up, fighting the battle or whatnot, and it goes on to other stories. But it tells you that, if you just surrender yourself, in that Bible Gita, in that story, it's a lot of lessons in it. I wish that I had that book sitting right here. I really wish that I had that book sitting right here. But you know what? I have some deck of cards. So let's pull that out. The Gita. All right, we're going to pull a card from there. So it tells you that, I love y'all. I'm sending y'all so much love, okay? All y'all that's coming on here, I'm sending y'all so much love and patience and forgiveness and compassion. When I'm sending y'all so much of it, y'all don't even know. So anywho, so it goes beyond race and culture, and he says that in the Bible Gita that as long as you surrender to the divine and you go towards God in any way, and it's also repeated like in today's time. It's also repeated like I love Mother Mirror, right? I love Mother Mirror, and she says that all you need to do is remember the name of God that the name of the divine that and you're still going to go towards Jesus. And it's so crazy that even an atheist, y'all, even the atheists, even though they have renounced whatever they have renounced, the simple fact that they have a faith in something which they think is a faith in nothing, they're still going towards God. They're still going towards God because God is nothing, but it's all. It's so weird. So the divine and Sanatya Dharma, I already read that part. Tantra is an authentic form, and it is about the union of the body, mind, and spirit, not restricted to one's ethnicity. Okay, it does require guidance and respect, but it's not racially closed. So my question was, can black people practice Hinduism or Tantra? Tantra is a form of it is a practice within Hinduism. Y'all know how y'all have I don't know all the different types of forms of Christians, but different types of Catholics, different types of Muslims. I've come across a whole lot of different types of branches of Muslims, like that have different faith, but they're all going towards divine. So that's all that matters, okay? All right. So ancestral parallels for black people specifically, right? Ancestral parallels. Many African traditions recognizes the divine mother, the divine father, life force, ritual offerings. Okay, so this is how they are similar. So prayer is prayer. Prayer is prayer. Okay, practicing tantra or Hindu devotion often feels like a return, not a foreign path. Okay, and that's how it is for me. Like I feel as if I am I practiced this in a past life. I know that I did. I seen it. I seen me praying before in a past life. I seen where I didn't have children, where I didn't have a husband, where I gave myself over to being devoted, being in a church. Like I seen I just looked at my guru. I've seen me with a divine avatar before. And so the divine avatars that I come towards, like Sri Sai passed away, his physical body, because he's not gone, but his physical body passed away in 1905. And when I introduced him to, first of all, my son name is Sire. Okay, let's start there. My son name is Sire. Okay. And we talk often about nobody having his name. Okay. And when I brought Sri Sai back, Baba Sri Sai back to our home, when I brought him into our home, everybody in our house was okay with it. Everybody in our house was okay with it. And that's the other thing too. You will notice whether or not you are supposed to be going down a certain path is if those around you give you pushback. I'm not talking about the people online. Okay, those people online, they don't matter. I'm talking about the people around you, the ones that you love. If they're giving you pushback, right, and they're fighting you on it, that it's not for y'all. They know too. When we brought Sri Sai onto our altar, and I gave, before I bring any before I do anything on my altar, right? Because my kids and my husband go to the altar as well. It's not just my altar, right? My husband is my kids' altar. I'm going to send them readings as well too. Everybody read, everybody learned, everybody studied, everybody was open to receive everything that I have presented to them when it comes to practicing Hinduism and Tantra and going towards the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. My kids don't give me pushback. My husband don't give me pushback. I can't say that about everything else. Okay. They don't give me no type of pushback. If I say we doing a ritual for this, if we chanting a mantra, this is the mantra today, they give me no pushback. They ask me, how do you say it? Okay? And they learn like that. So I know this is like past life. Okay? This is something from the past life. Okay? Okay. So, your language will, yeah, lineage and respect. While anyone may pray, chant, or offer devotion, it is important to honor the roots. That means learning proper mantras, right? Not just like, not just taking it from anybody. Okay? I don't teach mantras. I would tell y'all what mantra go with whatever ritual is going with, whatever ritual we going with. But I'm not on here. Nobody texts me, and I don't text anybody individual mantras that are not like they're unexplained. You like, where did she get this mantra from? Me myself, I have my own. I have a mantra that the Divine Mother has given to me, and that's that. Okay, and I don't share it. Once you really look, when you understanding the philosophy, okay, Vedanta, the Vedic, that book that my son just tried to hand me, reading is fundamental when you are practicing Hinduism, right? When you are learning about the Divine Mother and you are learning about the Divine Father, right? Reading is very important. They're called leelas, right? They're their stories. They are lessons inside these stories. Just like you have the Bible, and when you're a Christian, you're supposed to read the Bible. There are holy scriptures in every other pantheon. In any pantheon that you are wanting to initiate into or follow or go towards, you need to read. You don't just need to be active and just doing the rituals and doing all that stuff. You could go to India if you feel called to go to India. You could go, but when you are working with the Divine Mother comes to you. You don't have to go to India. Sometimes in this lifetime, it's not affordable. Now, I can't say I can't afford to go to India, but sometimes the way the earth is set up, the way the market is set up, they blowing they they blowing out planes out the sky. So, you know, the Divine Mother will come to you. She will build you a temple in your home. She will build a temple on your land. India is very sacred. It's a very sacred space. India, Africa, Egypt, very sacred places. Very sacred places. If you have the ability, the mobility to get there, get there. But don't get trapped there. Okay? Haiti, very sacred place. The lands are blessed. These different places, they're blessed. They're also cursed as well too, right? So some people can't get there. I used to always ask, why was I born in the United States again? If you are truly, what is this? What is this question? Egypt is in Africa. It is. But I named Egypt because that's where some pyramids are. You can go to Tennessee too. So if you are truly, this question was, if you truly put your faith in this divine mother, then if your plane went down, would that not be your time? It'd be your time. But somebody said go to India. That's what they said. They said go to India. Okay. So karmic and spiritual legitimacy, right? Spirit does not look at your skin color. People look at your skin color. Spirit does not look at your skin color. All right? Spirit looks at bhakti, which is devotion and sincerity, okay? They look at your devotion and your sincerity. Your devotion and your sincerity, your devotion, your prayer, your worship, your offerings, okay? All of that. They look at that. They don't look at your skin color. What's up with y'all and my Malabees tonight? Why would you fear death if you know where you're going? Who fears death? Who fears death? Everybody's gonna die and come back until y'all get your devotion right. Until we get our devotion right, and we separate ourselves from the body. Everybody's gonna die and come back. All right. So it says spirit does not look at skin colors. Spirit looks at bhakti, which is devotion and sincerity. Black practitioners have powerful karmic ties to these deities. Sometimes from the past, sometimes from past lives, sometimes from the soul is being called to that energy for balance and power in this lifetime. Okay. Where it gets sensitive. This is where it gets sensitive, apparently. Okay. Appropriation only happens if someone tries to profit, distort, or erase the culture while claiming ownership. I do not profit, I do not distort, and I do not erase anything. I don't change the stories. I don't make any money. I'm not selling anything that has anything to do with the divine mother, the divine father. I'm not selling y'all no rituals. I'm not gathering y'all together. I'm not you said you would go to India, but all these planes keep falling out of the sky. It means that you fear death. No, that does not mean I fear death. And I did not say that I would go to India, but all of these, I did not use the word but. All of these planes keep going out of the sky. Someone said go to India in order to get closer to Hinduism. And I said, you don't have to, in order to get close to the divine mother, you don't have to go to India in order to get close to the divine mother or the divine father. They will bring a temple. Your body is the temple. When you practice mantras, when you do your devotion, when you do your bhakti, when you are devoted to the deity will set the temple on fire right where you are. Okay? That's what I said. You don't need to go to India. You don't need to go get initiated in Africa. You don't need to go to Haiti to get initiated. You don't need to go to New York to get initiated. You can get initiated right where you are by being devoted to the divine mother, divine father. That's my words. No buts in there. No buts. Y'all have to do your work. You have to do your spiritual work. You can't, the thing is, this is the big thing here. You spend a lot of money getting initiated, right? And then you're not tied to anything. You're not doing anything. There you go. Let me help both of y'all out to help me out. So you're not tied to anything. So people are getting money. These spiritualists, these coven hunters, they are getting money so that people can initiate. And then you know what's something else too? that I found very weird, or whatever the case is that they charge people that are from, like from the United States. They will charge them thousands and thousands of dollars to initiate, or hundreds of dollars to initiate. Then you got to, travel over to wherever they are. You pay all this money to initiate, and then there's no follow up behind it or anything like that. I'll put you into the prayer, I'll put you into, but what work am I doing? What work is it that I need to be doing? And that was also a part of my, not a part, but a big thing of my soul is to work. Okay, I have to pay off my karmic debt. Okay, and so I have to work, and so my work consists of prayer, devotion, offerings, and guidance, and that's a lot of our works, our jobs and stuff is prayer. It's not just like delivering messages, being tarot readers, using divination tools and coming on here and sharing stuff. It's not just that. We gotta work. We have to literally offer prayers to the deities, to the gods, and you know clear our karmic debt off, our ancestors' karmic debts as well too. I'm about to go to sleep, y'all. So, since I have started learning from authentic sources and stuff like that, scriptures, teachers, not watered down TikTok, trauma, tantra, anything like that. I don't even follow anybody on TikTok or any of those other weird. I love TikTok, but not for spirituality. Not for spirituality. Okay. Sincerity over aesthetics. Don't just copy rituals for the looks. Okay. Honor your ancestors too, because spirit often wants you to integrate, not erase your own bloodline. Okay. So honoring your ancestors. Every single pantheon that I have went down, that I've traveled on, has always honored the ancestors first. They always honored the ancestors. Okay. Those that came before us, the elephants, the those that came before us. So yeah, that's it. I think that's the last of the message. Let me get y'all a Bible Gita card. Look at the first card up. It says beyond religion. That's that first card on top. And it says, think of me always. Be my devotee. Sacrifice to me and bow down to me. Do this and you will come to me. I promise you this truth. For you are dear to me. Give up all other duties and varies of religion and simply surrender to me. I shall deliver you from all your sins. So have no fear. Okay. Chapter 18, verse 65 through 66. So that is what Lord Krishna said to Arjuna. What is a message for the collective that they need to hear right now? What is the message for the collective? All right. The lamp of knowledge. Okay. The lamp of knowledge. Okay. The teaching. That's the guru. All right. And it says, for those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the intelligence by which they can obtain me. Out of the compassion for them dwelling in their heart, I destroy the darkness of it. ignorance with the lamp of knowledge. I love it. Chapter 10, verses 10 through 11. Okay, the lamp of knowledge. So I just got a little further breakdown. Okay. What did y'all see? Any see y'all be hearing and seeing what y'all want. Where is this astrology at? I'm telling y'all be hearing and seeing what y'all want. So it says the Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse 10 through 11, which sits inside of the Yoga Divine Glories. This is where Krishna explains how he personally supports and guides those who are devoted to him. Here's the essence of those verses in plain, respectfully English without copying the translation word from word, okay? It says, Krishna says that to those who are in constant devotion and worship him with love, he gives body yoga, the wisdom, the inner guidance, and hi baby. He gives the inner guidance and the right understanding so that they can come closer to him. Okay, in other words, when devotion is true, spirit itself gives you the clarity to walk the path. That's everything that I just said right here. Okay, and it says, out of the compassion, Krishna says he dwells in the devotee's heart and destroys darkness of ignorance with the shining lamp of divine knowledge. Meaning, God removes. This means that God removes confusion and lights the way for sincere. You do not need outer approval to walk a spiritual path. Thank you so much, Krishna. Thank you so much. When your devotion is pure, the divine meets you within and clears ignorance and gives you the exact wisdom that you need. This verse is a powerful reminder that initiation is divine led, not human judged. For your community, this ties beautifully with everything that we talked about earlier about karmic people judging others. The Gita itself shows that spirit alone grants wisdom and initiation, not gatekeepers. Man, okay? I love it. So spirit alone will initiate you, not a gatekeeper. And take that however you want to take that, okay? So nobody can block your path when divine has chose to light it for you. All right? And then you have calm meditation, and it says, in the windless place does not waver, as a lamp in a windless place does not waver. So the yogi, those whose mind is focused, remains always steady in meditation and on the transcendent self. All right? That is the truth. Nobody can block you from your purpose. Nobody can. Okay? Oh, how come I can't pin that? I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to do it when I get out of here. Okay. So yeah. So there we are. That is y'all teaching. Judgment versus devotion. I think I might change the title to this video. Judgment versus devotion. Karmic people miss blessings judging others, but Krishna says if your devotion is pure, spirit will give you the wisdom and clear your ignorance. Initiation comes from spirit. No priest, no gatekeeper, no karmic hater can stop it. Spirit decides when you are ready, and when you are, the path unfolds within your heart. You do not need to chase external approval. Your sincerity draws spirit light directly into your life. Okay. And then, are you spending your energy judging others or deepening your devotion? All right. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Okay. I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I will talk to y'all later. Y'all don't forget to do y'all new moon ritual. All right, my ladies, my the women, the mothers, if y'all are on here watching or whatnot, make sure y'all set out an offering for y'all ancestors tonight. Set out an offering for your ancestors, and then tomorrow do the offering for the divine mothers, especially if you have children. If you're asking for prosperity or whatnot, I have my wooden plank, and I'm going to draw out my 64 divine mothers. I've already set up my offering, my yellow roses, my water, everything. Okay, my cold water, y'all, for y'all ancestors and for the deities. Okay, so I love you guys, and I will talk to y'all later. Jama Kali, Jama Durga, Sri Sai, bow to Sri Sai, may peace be with all, and Jai Sri Krishna. I will talk to y'all later. Okay, peace.